Welcome back to my kitchen, my friends. Today I'll share with you our Brazilian carrot cake video. If you're a fan of traditional Brazilian desserts or just looking for a delicious and unique cake recipe, you are in the right place. This cake is known for its moist texture and rich flavor, and it's the perfect dessert for any occasion. In this video, I'll be walking you through the steps to create this amazing cake in your own kitchen. So let's get started and learn how to make this classic Brazilian treat together. Please check all the ingredients below on the description of this video. Starting with the carrots, this is our main ingredient. Look what I'm doing now, nice and slow. With the back of my knife, I'm scraping the skin of the carrot. I don't wanna take like the texture on the skin on my cake, right? Do it nice and slow, be careful. As I have these two big carrots, I'm gonna use just 1.5 carrots, but if you have like those smaller ones, you can use up to 3 carrots on your cake, right? So after basically kind of shaving the carrots, we're gonna remove the 2 ends. We don't want to use the ends on our cake. Perfect. So now we're gonna split the carrot in 2 big parts. Be careful with your fingers. The idea here is kind of create some strips. And after, we're gonna use the strips and create those little dices or small pieces of carrots. It helps when you start like blending in the blender, right? Okay, I'm almost there. I have some strips. I think this is the last one. Oops, it happens, right? So now from the strips, we're gonna go to the dices, just chopping the strips like this way I'm doing on screen. Nice and slow. Be careful with your fingers again. So I'll continue to the end with my 1.5 carrots, a bigger carrot I have here. And after chopping the carrots, we're gonna throw them in the blender. Okay, let me organize my board. I'm almost there. There we go. It's time for throwing all the carrots in the blender. Okay, I have 1.5 carrots. As I said, I got the bigger carrots, but if you have the regular ones, go up to 3. Now I'm throwing the oil. I have 1/2 cup oil. After the oil, we're gonna throw the eggs. Basically, I have 4 regular size eggs. But before throwing the eggs, inside of the blender, there is one basic kitchen rule. We will open the eggs in an outer container. Make sure the eggs are okay for putting them in your recipe. Alright, after throwing the first 3 ingredients, we're gonna mix all of them in the blender from 3 to 5 minutes. So I will stop the first time and just throw all the sugar. We have 2 cups of sugar. Yes, it's a sweet cake, right? Right, we're gonna mix a little bit more, 1 minute, 2 minutes maximum, before throwing all of our purple flour. So now it's time for throwing our purple flour, and I have 2.5 cups of purple flour. Tip for you, Before throwing the whole flour, we're gonna throw the first cup, mix a little bit. After, we're gonna throw the remaining flour. The last ingredient is the baking powder. Okay, look at that. After blending all the ingredients, it's time for dropping the dough inside of a cake pan. And I have a funny thing to share with you. I just had one big pan, which means I don't have dough enough. And if you have the same problem like me, just watch this video till the end. I have the best tip for you. Okay, I'm finishing throwing the dough in the pan, so I just let my oven preheat in 375 degrees, right? It's important. Okay, I'm going to scrape the blender until the end. I don't want to waste anything of my dough. Alright, almost there. Look at the color of this dough. It's beautiful. You get impressed with the results of this dough. It's not the regular ones. It looks kind of puddings. Okay, nice and slow. We're gonna pop our cake pan inside of our oven. Remember, 375 degrees. And we leave the cake baking for 45 minutes maximum, depending on your oven. Now, with the tip of my knife, I'll pass all the way on the corners of my cake's pan. We are ungluing our cake off the pan. Do it nice and slow, be careful with your beautiful cake. Right, with a wooden board, let's turn the cake on top. This way, you know how to do that. Okay, don't laugh at me. Look at the thickness of my cake. I told you I had a big pan. So, I will divide my dough in 2 parts, right? And I'll fill the middle with chocolate cream. It's insane. But before filling up the middle of my cake with chocolate cream, I need to remove the borders. I want to create a good visuals for my cake. It's a kind of finishing. Your friends, your family will get impressed when you finish in a good way your cake. Look at what I'm doing with my knife. Just removing the borders. But please don't throw it out. While you're baking this delicious carrot cake, you can eat the borders. You can invite your friends and family to join you and eat the borders while you're finishing the cake. Okay, I'm removing the last part. Look at the middle of the cake, right? It's not the regular dough. It's kind of a pudding. It's a different texture in your mouth. It's very tasty and sweet. Okay, now we're gonna go to the stove. It's time for cooking our chocolate sauce, the cream that's gonna fill the middle and the top of our cake. First, I'll start with a tablespoon butter, and after 1 can of condensed milk. The entire can. It's tasty, sweet, beautiful. It smells good. Also, we have 150 milliliters of Cremo. It's whipping cream 33%. And now our protagonist, the chocolate. I have 1 bar, it's a regular 100 grams of dark chocolate. Remember, dark chocolate. The condensed milk is very sweet. You don't want to like mix with regular and milk-based chocolate. After breaking our protagonist, now we're gonna stir a little bit. Start like nice and slow. Look to the phases of your chocolate. It starts with light brown, goes to the medium brown, and now I have the dark brown, right? When it has a kind of heavy texture and gluing from the bottom of your pan, it's time to turn your stove off. Like that. Moving back our dough, Look what I'm doing now. I'm sticking the dough with a fork. I'm creating small holes, and now we can just drop and throw the chocolate cream over the dough. Remember, this is the middle, it's not the top of my dough. For this step, I poured a half of our chocolate. Be careful with the finishing, right? Go to all the corners, all the parts of your dough. Beautiful, beautiful. Now it's time to frost the cake. You're almost finishing. Remember to stick with a fork and create those little holes. That way the chocolate can penetrate in the dough. Our last step, the top of our cake. Chocolate and more chocolate and more chocolate. Please make this part as you were stroking something you love. You're almost done. And after this portion, we're gonna cut our cake in small pieces. I mean, it might take like a million pieces. Bigger pieces, it's up to you. But please wait to cool down to serve it. I'm finishing cutting the pieces. I'll taste with my daughter, with my wife. We're gonna have some good time together and look at the results right now. Wow, it's real. I'm not faking. It's real chocolate. I'm very happy, very happy. All right, my friends, cook it, taste it, have some fun. See you next time.